Hi guys, how is everybody doing? I hope you all have been great. And yeah, guys, for today's video, for once we are going not to NBA 2K. Of course, we have our little series there, and I definitely will keep going there as well. But I just feel like once in a while I want to squeeze in another video as well. And yeah, so for today we're going through a way too early 2025 NBA mock draft round 1 predictions after the Paris Olympics. I hope you all had fun watching the Olympics. I definitely did. And yeah, unfortunately my team Germany came out short, but you know, it was still a very fun tournament. In all, the Olympics were a lot of fun. So yeah, today we are just going through all those players. And guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, show some love, man. Like, it definitely helps me out a lot. It's only a little of your time, but for me it means the world. Always make my day. All right, let's jump right into it. Alright, so with the number 1 pick, in this case the Brooklyn Nets get this number 1 pick from, I think it was the Mika Bridges trade, and then yeah, they were able to get their own trades, and of course they select Cooper Flag, the guard forward, weighs about 205 pounds, out of Newport, Maine, 6'9" freshman, and went to Monteverde Academy High School, who, yeah, a lot of great players went there. He's of course a 5-star prospect out of Florida, and yeah, everybody knows about him. He's been called a generational talent. So if you just look at some of his awards, so he was the Gatorade National Player of the Year, the Naismith Player of the Year, and All-American, all McDonald's All-American as a senior, averaging 16.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 2.7 blocks per game. And yeah, Monteverde didn't lose a game, 33 wins, 0 losses. And yeah, just crazy. He was also the first freshman to be named main Gatorade Player of the Year. So yeah, he was also named MVP of the 2022 FIBA U17 Under 17 Men's World Cup. And yeah, he's actually the only teenager and lone collegiate player among 15 athletes named to the 2024 USA Basketball's men's select team. And yeah, we all saw him in his practice, and he looked so strong. And yeah, I mean, nobody is really questioning it. He is going to be the number 1 pick. Alright guys, so next team up is the Washington Wizards with the number 2 pick, and they select Dylan Harper out of Rutgers, point guard, small shooting guard, freshman. And yeah, the Wizards getting him, it's definitely very interesting because they do have Bilal Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, Bob Carrington, Keyshawn George, and other young players. So if you look at Dylan Harper, of course, is the son from Ron Harper, who used to play in the NBA with the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers. Dylan Harper also has an older brother, Ron Harper Jr., who is also a very good basketball player but has not made the league yet. His mother actually is an assistant coach at his school in Don Bosco Prep, and yeah, so she's in the coaching staff there. She also played collegiately at the University of New Orleans basketball. And yeah, so if you look at Dylan Harper, so a guard, 215 pounds, out of Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, 6'6" freshman plays Don Bosco Prep High School basketball. So if you look at his season, so they played 26 wins, 3 losses, and he averaged about 23 points per game. He had a career high 38 points against Bergen Catholic in the North Non-Public A semifinals. He was the MVP of the John Wall Holiday Invitational, and yeah, so very good. He's known for his scoring abilities, defensive skills, and versatility on the court. He was of course also selected as FIBA U9 Under 19 World Cup in Hungary, averaged about 9 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He has a lot of achievements already. He was named McDonald's All-American MVP named the MVP of the Jordan Brand Classic, named the Morgan Wooten McDonald's National High School Player of the Year, named the Max Preps National High School Player of the Year, named the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in New Jersey, and also named to the Naismith National High School Player of the Year finalist list. So yeah, very many achievements already, and he's having a lot of talent. I like his speed as well. So yeah, if the Wizards can get him, they should be really good for the future. Alright guys, so next player up is of course Ace Bailey, and in this simulation the Portland Trail Blazers get him out of also Rutgers, shooting guard, small forward, very interesting player. And yeah, this draft is so amazing. Like those three guys we just went through, they all could also go number one, to be honest. Like Cooper Flag of course is the number one, but Ace Bailey as well, very interesting player. 6'9", 200 pounds, went to high school in McEachern, and yeah, hometown is Chattanooga in Tennessee. He's very young, 18 years old. So if we want to think about a player comparison, I would say probably Brandon Miller from the Charlotte Hornets. So he's 6'9", if you look at his strength, he's 6'9", athletic forward, good size and length for position, high level athleticism, among the best in the class, runs the floor and quick off the ground with an impressive second jump, showing high level quick touch, attacks the rim and will dunk in the crowded paint. Like he's very athletic, natural shooting touch and high release point on shot, even so if he needs to work on his 3-point shooting. Shooting range extends to the 3-point line, good activity and moves well off the ball. Impressive passes and reads I have seen from him. Moves the ball very quickly, a good rebounder for his position as well at both ends of the floor. And yeah, it's just a high level two-way potential player. And he's very young, he's just going to be 18 in August of his freshman year of college. If you look at his weaknesses, he has to improve with his strength, of course. Like you can see in the video, he's very skinny still. He can also work on being more efficient, scoring with better shot selections. Like sometimes he just throws up the ball. 3-point shooting definitely has to be more consistent. He's struggling with that, as well as the ball handling skills. And yeah, so now we just have a look at his awards so far. He was the MVP of the 2022 Underclass All-American game with 34 points. He also played in the 2023 Under A Next Elite 24. He was named an All-American McDonald's All-American, if I can speak rightly, and 2024 Georgia Gatorade Player of the Year, as well as 2024 Naismith All-American First Team Select. So very interesting player. I'm definitely hyped to see him. Shows a lot of potential, and like I said, those three guys, amazing talent. Very exciting to see them. So the next player we're talking about is VJ Edgecomb, and in this draft simulation, my Detroit Pistons get him, the shooting guard, definitely needed out of a Baylor. He's 19 years old, he's out of New York, and yeah, so his NBA player comparison I think would be Russell Westbrook, 6'5" athletic guard, high level and explosive athlete, has a good speed with the ball, especially in the open floor, changes speed very well, takes it to the rim with controlled aggression and good body control, doesn't shy away from contact and physicality, gifted scorer with good instincts, moves well off the ball and reads cutting opportunities, solid rebounder for his positions on both ends, committed and consistent defender with high level instinct and has a high level two-way potential. So a very talented player once again. If you look at his weaknesses, he could definitely work on his ball handling skills as well on his shooting attempts. Like sometimes it's very wild. Just work on the ball rotation. He can also improve on the dribble, and can improve scoring at the rim when he doesn't dunk. And he also has some achievements already, MVP of the 2023 Adidas Eurocamp 2023 and 2024 New York Gatorade Player of the Year, and all in all a very exciting player. He's not I think that's where you cut the line, the top 3 guys, and now there's also some interesting players, but if you're an NBA team, I think you want to trade up in the top 3 because amazing talent. Alright guys, next team up with the 5th pick, the Utah Jazz select Drake Powell out of North Carolina, shooting guard, small forward. He's 195 pounds, 6'6", and went to high school in Northwood, and yeah, is a very interesting prospect as well. He's an athletic and competitive wing, has a good positional size at over 6'7" or 6'6", with shoes on, very long arms, could be a good defender, elite athlete who runs and jumps well, hyper competitive with the high motor to maximize his physical gifts. So yeah, very competitive personality. His combination of size, length, physicality and lateral quickness gives him a unique blend of defense attributes, and that's already an identity that he embraces. He's most of the time defending the other team's best player, but yeah, if you look at the weakness in his offensive game, he's definitely needs to work on. Is still a working process, I would call it. He needs to work on his handle and learning to attack lower to the ground, and of course the 3-point shooting is also not his strength, but very interesting player, high potential, very athletic, fun player to watch. Alright guys, next guy up is Nolan Traore. In this simulation he's picked by the Chicago Bulls, the point guard, very interesting player, the first international player out of France once again. He's 6'4", he weighs 185 pounds, his wingspan is about 6'6", and yeah, very interesting point guard. Quick point guard with decent size, has really good body control, knows how to get defenders off balance and create space, drives from good angles and with great change of speed, has nice shooting form and shows promises as an outside shooter, also has a very nice floater to the game and a really good touch. He definitely reminds you a little bit of a taller Tony Parker, of course very high standards to compare him to an Hall of Famer, but yeah, that's just who he reminds me of, and interesting player. He definitely has a lot to work, but yeah, interesting player. With the next team we have the Charlotte Hornets picking Rocco Sikarski out of Brisbane with the 7th pick. Rocco is a center out of Australia, 7'1", and yeah, very interesting player. He's a massive center built in the Mark Eaton Walker Kessler mold. He's a dominant force in the paint, protecting the rim and rebounding the heck out of the ball. His immense height and long arms allow him to block and alter shots without needing to get off the ground. On the offensive end, he does almost all of his damage in the paint. He attacks the rim hard and can throw it down in traffic. He does a good job of making himself available for lobs and has a good feel for rolling to the basket. He likes to go left and finishing with his left hand. He doesn't have a good jump shot at the moment, or 3-point shot, but he has decent passing instincts, but definitely needs to work on that. And then he's also not very quick, and one of the slower guys, of course. And yeah, player comparisons, I have Andris Berdins, probably a little bit bigger than him, but yeah, that's the player he reminds me of. Next team up is the Toronto Raptors with the 8th pick, and they select Trey Johnson out of Texas. Of course, a shooting guard, he's a freshman. Very talented guy, 6'6", 190, and when we look at his strength, it's definitely a very offensive oriented player. So NBA comparison, I have Cam Thomas from the Brooklyn Nets. So let's look at his strength. 6'6" shooting guard, good length with a 6'10" wingspan, natural scorer and natural shot maker, good footwork along with fluid mechanics, high release point and ball rotation on his shot, shoots off the dribble or catch, threat to score from anywhere on the floor. and doesn't shy away from physicality and keeps his dribble alive with contract. Good ball handler, all in all, good aggression and confidence. And yeah, if you look at his weaknesses, he needs to work on his strength, he needs to build up some more muscles, and he also needs to work on scoring efficiency and getting easier shots. Can look to get to the rim more often, can show more commitment defensively, and yeah, just slow down the game a little bit and be a little bit more efficient and a little bit more better defender, and he's going to have a fantastic NBA career. Alright, with the 9th pick, the San Antonio Spurs via Atlanta Hawks select Kasparas Yakuchinios out of Illinois, a point guard, shooting guard, freshman. Like his name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it rightly. Yakuchionis, I think. I don't know, but he's a big point guard with elite court vision and feel for the game. He's a masterful floor general who finds teammates from all angles and does a great job of penetrating and dishing. He knows where his teammates are at all times and does a great job of creating easy looks for them. He is a good size, decent strength and enough athleticism. He's not elite above the ring, but is a good finisher in traffic, has a good looking jumper which shows promise but is not yet consistent enough. Project more as a second round pick, but definitely has NBA potential. Joins the Illinois team after a stint with FC Barcelona in Spain. So of course Barcelona is a very good team in Europe. So yeah, interesting player. I don't know much about him, but you know, let's give him a chance. So in this case, the San Antonio Spurs have back-to-back picks. With the 10th pick, they select Asa Newell out of Georgia. He's a power forward center, of course, a freshman. And yeah, he's playing in Montverde Academy, of course, with Cooper Flag there. 6'10", 220 pounds of power forward. And if you look at some of his profile, so Newell is a big-time athlete at the power forward position who immediately passes the eye test when you see him move up and down the floor. He's long, explosive, fast and agile and gets off the ground in a hurry. His skills are still developing, but he clearly has an NBA level frame. Like most young bigs, he will have to continue to expand his offensive game. At this point, he lives in the paint and does his damage attacks on the rim, on putbacks and scoring in transition. Has somewhat of a slim build and will have to hit the weights and get bigger. Comparisons, maybe Trace Jackson Davis from the Golden State Warriors. Definitely needs some time, most likely going to go to the G League for some time, but still a top 10 prospect. Next team up is the Oklahoma City Thunders. We are the Clippers, so that pick could go even higher. With the 11th pick, they select Hugo Gonzalez out of Real Madrid, small forward, shooting guard, and very interesting player. 6'6" height. I have not found his weight, but yeah, nice wingspan. So if you look at some draft notes, so Gonzalez is a big time prospect out of Spain with lottery potential in the 2025 NBA draft. He's a well-built 6'6" and has natural strength in his frame, uses his strength to bump defenders off balance and get into the lane, can drive and finish with either hand and is shifty with the ball. He's got handles, plays with chance of pace and can contort his body past defenders and use Euro steps to get to the basket. Has a nice shooting stroke and shows a lot of promises as a perimeter shooter. Has a quick release on his jumper, very good in catch and shoot and can hit jumpers off the dribble. Is a very aware defender who picks pockets and reads passing lanes. So yeah, very good shooting guard. We all know in NBA 2K he has a lot of potential. Alright, with the 12th pick, the Houston Rockets select Con Knippel out of Duke. Shooting guard, small forward, is a freshman. Yeah, so not much talks about him. It's tough to find some stuff about him on YouTube and also to read. But anyway, he's a small forward out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So of course goes to Duke. 6'6", small forward and weighs about 205 pounds. If we look at his profile, Knüppel is a big bodied, sweet shooting wing with a legit NBA skill in his shooting ability. He's mainly a below the rim player and isn't a big time athlete by NBA standards, but has size, strength, and a really nice touch from mid range and from deep. He's probably a multi-year college player, but will have a chance to develop into an NBA draft pick in time. So yeah, like I said, he looks like somebody who definitely needs more time, and we will see if he's even going to be taken in the 2025 year or maybe even later on. So with the 13th pick, the Atlanta Hawks via the Los Angeles Lakers, so that's also a interesting pick to watch. Maybe it goes up in the lottery. They select Colin Murray Boyles out of South Carolina, power forward. He's a sophomore, and yeah, so he's out of South Carolina, 6'7", 231 pounds. He's an interesting prospect who has gone from relative obscurity to being very much in the NBA draft conversation. He's a burly 6'7" combo forward with a high skill level, great passing visions and scoring touch. He's not a run jump athlete and is more of a below the rim power player, but he knows how to use his frame to move defenders off balance, and he can hold his own against taller players, has a really nice scoring touch in the lane, and from mid-range isn't a great outside shooter and is below average from the free throw line. So yeah, another player who we have to see if he even makes the top 15. But yeah, it's nice to talk about him, learn about him. That's all what it is about in this video. So with the 14th pick, the Golden State Warriors select Liam McNeely out of Connecticut, small forward, power forward freshman who also used to play in Montverde, so that's just one of the best high schools, of course. But yeah, he's like a small forward, power forward, 6'7", 185 pounds, definitely needs to add some weight and strength. If you look at his draft notes, yeah, he has been talked more about, like everybody knows him a little bit. So McNeely is a steady, strong small forward with big time 3-point shooting ability. He's got an easy, smooth release on his jumper and is deadly accurate from outside. Doesn't need a lot of touches to score a lot of points. He's got really good defensive instincts and abilities, can guard up and down the lineup 2 through 4 and competes hard on both ends of the floor, has plenty of strength and size and decent foot speed, is a good connective passer and team first player who doesn't stop the ball or looking to dominate touches. Isn't the flashiest or most bouncy athlete, but has plenty of speed, quickness and a lot of natural strength, has good feel for crashing the boards and rebounding the ball, can play above the rim and is a good cutter and finisher. Yeah, like I'm very excited about him. I have him much higher. I have him like in the top 6 definitely. So yeah, we will see if the Golden State Warriors can snag him there perfectly. So with the 15th pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder via the Miami Heat select Igor Demin out of BYU, small forward freshman, and of course again one of the players who got talked more about, a point guard, shooting a small forward. He can play all positions. He also played in Real Madrid. He's 6'9", and I don't know his weight yet. If you look at his draft notes, a jumbo point guard from Russia who is very skilled with the ball in his hands and has a dominant physically profile for a point guard. He's a great passer, ball handler and solid shooter, sees the floor well, has the size to see and pass over the defense and hits passes from all angles, a good one-hand passer, gets to his spots well, has really nice form on his jumper but is not yet consistent from downtown, shows plenty of promise and is likely to a good to league average shot shooter in time, shoots over defenders well using his size and quick release, a very heady defender who reads passing lanes well and uses his length to swallow ball handlers, has solid athleticism and can finish above the ring, not super twitchy but certainly not slow for a 6'9" player. Yeah, I have him higher as well. I'm very excited to see him. And guys, that's all I have for you in today's video. It's a different one. I'm still learning, I'm still making mistakes, of course. But guys, if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like, maybe write a comment, give me some feedback. I would really appreciate it. And I love you guys, and see you at the next one. Peace.